Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. Today's a very special day because it is the first day of July here in 2024, and we are talking about new knives. But before we jump into that, I have some news for you. Y'all remember the Boker USB? This little knife right here has been discontinued, and it is on closeout right now for like 55 bucks, guys. A really nice double action out the front, assembled right here in the United States. D2 blade steel, got the purple one and the black one. They are on sale because they are being replaced by the USB 2.0, which has a pocket clip. And that one's available right now, actually. So you can pick that up. It's not on closeout, but the original one is. So I picked those up while you can. Also, something I never thought I'd see a United States-made brand do is Southern Grind has dropped pricing on every single Southern Grind knife. Every knife from Southern Grind is cheaper now than it was last week, which is really exciting for me. Some of them dropped by more than others. I know that this is a Spider Monkey, but the Damascus Spider Monkey dropped by 40 bucks, like a pretty significant decrease in price. So if you've had your eye on a Spider Monkey or any other Southern Grind knife, now would be the time to check them out. But enough of that. Let's talk about what's brand new for this week, starting with the Reate EXOs. This is the OG EXO, so the full size, and these ones are brand new with this black titanium handle. Otherwise, it's still the EXO you know and love. Got the beautiful knurling right here for your thumb. This one's kind of got this dagger bayonet blade. And the black finished titanium not only looks good, but it reduces the coefficient of friction of titanium, giving you a bit of a smoother and easier flowing action. And it just drops so much faster than the other ones. I really do appreciate that. Another thing I noticed about this that I cannot confirm because I've not taken the knife apart is on the back of each of these, we have this little square here. Here, let me grab one of the micarta ones. It'll stand out a little bit better. You have this square on the back that matches perfectly with where the slide is on the front. So we have a reversible pocket clip and a reversible lock. So if you're a lefty, all you have to do is swap those around and you can have a fully left-handed EXO, which I think is really cool, but one that still locks up nice and secure in your pocket. Very fun indeed. I love what Reate's been doing. So this one's got the black micarta. This one's got that blue titanium. And we also have a brown micarta. You saw the drop point. Here's the Tanto and that beautiful dagger. So all the fun blades you know and love from the EXO are now available with these gorgeous black finished titanium handles. And it's just a great time to get an EXO. Next up, also from Reate, we have the GTR, not the Gran Turismo Racing, although I kind of get the vibe there. So we got zirconium inlays, and Reate is made in China, so I'm not sure how they do the zirconium because I thought zirconium couldn't be shipped internationally. But here we have zirconium right here on a beautiful knife. This is an integral, and look at all the extreme milling on this. So one thing I think is really cool is here we have this little patch, and oftentimes knives will just have the holes go all the way through the handle. But here it's asymmetrical. Over here you have the lock, you have the relief zone, and then also back here we have this fast back, for lack of a better term. But I imagine this not only took a lot of time on the machine, but also a lot of time on the computer to make it work. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I love this anodized they do on the titanium as well. It's a very good blue. This one is a little bit spendy, but you're getting that M390 blade, that titanium handle with zirconium inlays, and more milling than I've seen on just about any knife ever. This one goes for $450. Check these out at bladehq.com. I will tell you, Reate is known for going and pulling out all the stops for their tie frame locks. And they tend to sell fast, like the T1000 and T6000 did last year. So, if you like this, I would recommend acting sooner rather than later. Next up, new from Dervish Knives, we have the Bestech Navajo. So John Dervish, I believe his name is John, lives in southwestern, Colorado. And he draws a lot of his inspiration for knives from various cultures throughout the world. And I think the Navajo is a special one to him because he lives very close to the Navajo reservation. He probably knows a lot of Navajo folks, and this knife, I don't know the first thing about Navajo cutlery, but I appreciate that he's giving a nod to his neighbors there in southwestern Colorado. And this is a really great knife. This one's got a MagnaCut blade, a G10 handle with a lot of milling, very nice titanium on this backspacer, nice liner lock. And what I love is this pocket clip. He has it milled in such a way that it has these lines that go vertically down the whole thing. So it is nice and attractive, but also grippy. So it's gonna be easy to pull it out of your pocket, and that's just a big knife. So this one's got the blue G10. We also have a green G10, OD green. And then my favorite of the bunch is the black G10. These are really fun. I love them. We've seen BRS do the Evolve version of this that was made overseas, but these ones are made in the USA with that MagnaCut blade, and these are going for $3.99. Next up, new from Spyderco, we have the Tenacious, but a Tenacious unlike we've seen before. In typical Tenacious fashion, we have an 8CR13 MOV blade. However, here we have a blue anodized titanium handle. It's a nice, nice feeling titanium. Slides easily, runs the thing. They call it a frame lock, we call it a frame lock, but Spyderco calls it the Reave integral lock. And what I love about Spyderco is their commitment to making sure that everybody who was involved in the creation of a lock gets credited when the lock is used. So this is the Reave integral lock. Their liner locks are called Walker liner locks because they're designed after Michael Walker's original liner lock. Very fun indeed. I hope to see some upgrades on the blade steel in the future because when I see a titanium frame lock, I'm thinking, I want to spend $200 or $300 and I want to get an ultra premium, maybe a Van X blade or something, or LC200N or whatever else Spyderco cooks with these days. They are the steel experts. But these ones, that titanium frame lock with the Spyderco design goes for $127 for the satin finish and $132 for the black. So a fun knife indeed. I'm excited to see this because this was and still is the king of budget knives. And now it's getting a little bit of a step up. And the Tenacious was not a broken design at all, but I like that they're adding a titanium frame lock just to give it a little bit of an extra bougie feel for those of us who are kind of nerdy into that sort of thing. And lastly, from my friend Keanu Alfaro, we have the exclusive Bestech GLOK. So I asked him where the name came from on this, and the GLOK came because he has a lot of friends and family in law enforcement and military and a lot of shooters he knows, and they all love the GLOK handguns. And he made this sort of to find what people loved about the GLOK and put it into a knife. And I think he did a good job. I only own one handgun, and it's a Glock 19. And when I hold this, I kind of feel it. It's got the same boxy feel that you get out of a Glock, but it's especially this finger choil. Like, it looks so different than most of the knives you see, but that finger choil really puts that blade forward, locks you in. It's reliable, it's simple, it's just great. Glock perfection, as they say. And I especially like this exclusive variant. This is the Desert Warrior. It kind of reminds me of the peanut butter Glocks you've seen. Like the Glock 19X had that feel to it. It's a fun knife. It's a practical, usable, affordable, and infinitely dependable knife from Keanu Alfaro. Very well done. You should check him out. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him in the future. Check him out over on Instagram at Keanu Alfaro. See what kind of crazy knives he's come up with, because we've seen some absolute bruisers from him, and I just can't help but feel like we're going to see a lot more in the near future. Anyway, that is all the new knives we have for today. Next week, make sure you join us in the live stream because we answer whatever questions you might have, as well as we give away a knife every single week. Here, I'll show you what knife you missed out on this week. You missed out on the Concept Convict. This one's a Chris Conway design, 20 CV blade, copper foil handle. This could have been yours for free if you joined us in the live. But with that said, we'll see you next week.